The entire Willow thing is a successful marketing stunt, but they created a quantum benchmark that has no practical use. And then they showed that their quantum computer with no practical use is really good at the benchmark that they created, right? So if it had a practical use, they would have turned it on to mine Bitcoin and they would be making $50 million a day. But they're not. So I guess, they could use it for a lot of things. It is a proof of concept that they can create something which may or may not be useful sometime in the future. And, in the history of science, there are proof of concepts, and sometimes they're 5 years before they work, and sometimes they're 50 years. We had Google Glass. You remember when we finally commercialized that? That started like 2012 or 2013. And here we are, and, 12 years later, and no Google Glass. So, nobody knows when we will have a powerful enough computer to crack modern day encryption. But when we do it, it will be a problem for everybody, including Google. It crashes their own stock, guys. It crashes Microsoft and Google and Meta and Apple and everything in the S&P and all the Magnificent Seven and all the robots and all the drones fall out of the sky and the banking system fails and the governments of the world fail when someone does that. And what's the answer? Intelligent computer scientists will upgrade all the encryption in order to be quantum resistant or whatever. There's going to be a continual upgrade to encryption technology and defense technology to address the threats as they form. Bitcoin's just software, right? As I said, it's a protocol. It's like, what do you expect your bank to do when it's no longer secure? You expect the bank to upgrade the software. What do you think all the smart people with the money in the world are going to do when someone invents a computer that might threaten their money? They're going to upgrade the software and upgrade the hardware to defeat the threat. So it's not like anything. It's not unlike every other issue in the world. What happens when you don't have a word for this in the English language. So I heard everybody switching to Russian because you don't have a word in the English language to deal with the quantum threat. And my answer is, when it's really a threat, we'll invent the word and we'll stick with English, right? So the protocols evolve. Life is going to move forward. Smart people, when they're under threat, are just going to upgrade their defenses. And that's what I expect with Bitcoin, just like I expect it with everything else you use in your life that requires encryption of any sort.
Welcome back to the channel. That was Michael Saylor discussing why Willow from Google is really just a bunch of FUD. And if quantum computing happens, we can upgrade or safeguard Bitcoin when we get to that point. It's just software. But we're going to be getting into MicroStrategy today. A lot of people are disappointed around the price. Going to be talking about the price of MicroStrategy. We're down 4% today. We have Bitcoin sitting at around 93,609, and Saylor sitting at $54, down around 4%, right along with MicroStrategy today. So yeah, MicroStrategy is down big from the all-time high. Right now, it could be a great time to buy the dip. And if you want to buy the dip of MicroStrategy, you can do that with MooMoo. Affiliate link in the comment section below. You sign up with them, you get up to 15 free shares, up to $2,000 each per share. But if we look over on what's going on Twitter and even in our comment section, a lot of people are extremely mad around the MicroStrategy stock price as of late. Like I said, we're down big from the all-time high. So you have posts like this over on Twitter. And then this person went from a millionaire to losing hundreds of thousands in less than 2 months. And one thing I want to talk about here is this is actually very, very common for MicroStrategy. So we've talked about this in our previous videos that MicroStrategy is going to be a very volatile stock. At current prices, if you bought in at the high, the very top up here, you would be down around 46% on your money. That definitely would not feel good from that high that we saw at around 540 just a couple of weeks ago. But this is not out of the normal for MicroStrategy. Just this year, we can see how many drops we've had very similar to this. MicroStrategy was at 183 back in July. It dropped all the way down 44% to $100. And then it did it again here in March. It was around $202. It went down to $100. These moves, these 50% moves this year have not been out of the norm. Even if you come back here all the way to December, MicroStrategy peaked up here at around $74, and then it went down 39%, 40% there. That's another 40% move. But if you would have bought here at the top, current prices, you'd be up 326% if you just held through all that volatility. And that's what we say. If you can't handle the volatility of MicroStrategy, it might not be the stock for you, because you can see just in the past year, we had one 40% drop, another 50% drop. This drop here was around 30%, and then we had another 40 to 50% drop here. And now we're seeing the exact same thing from the highs, another 50% drop. And what a lot of people don't really understand is this is not the strategy of MicroStrategy. So you can see here the price of Bitcoin has been up 1.2% since November 19th. MicroStrategy has been down 24%, but people think MicroStrategy should be here if the ATM offerings were done strategically. But I have a clip at the end. Saylor never said he's going to buy Bitcoin strategically. He said he's going to be buying the top forever. And what a lot of people don't understand about this is the Bitcoin per share is going up. Every single time he uses the ATM, Michael Saylor does not care about the NAV premium. He does not want the price of MicroStrategy to go up. He's selling MicroStrategy stock to then buy more Bitcoin. It's a long-term game. And in times of very bullishness, that NAV premium will go up. It will be 3x, 4x, potentially even 5x. But when the price is coming down, we're going to see smaller NAV premiums. But Saylor does not care. He's going to hit the ATM if it makes sense to increase the Bitcoin per share. If the NAV premium goes negative, he's not going to be able to tap the ATM anymore because there's no premium. So this is from Ben, and this is some feedback that he has for Saylor. He's saying that he thinks that Saylor needs to better explain the actual increase per share. Like, what a lot of people do not understand here, and what he's explaining in this post is, every single time Michael Saylor goes out and buys more Bitcoin, you're getting more Bitcoin per share for doing nothing. Like, your one share of MicroStrategy, every single time Saylor buys Bitcoin, you're getting more BTC. So understand, that is different than owning Bitcoin itself, because you buy one Bitcoin today, you're going to have one Bitcoin in the future. But if you buy some MicroStrategy today, you're going to have more Bitcoin per share in the future. Now, the NAV premium, that's going to definitely, if you buy at a 5x NAV premium and the NAV premium comes down to 2x, you're obviously going to feel that in the price of the MicroStrategy stock. But the Bitcoin per share is still going to be going up. Saylor is not saying, hey, MicroStrategy is going to get you more dollar rich. He's saying MicroStrategy is going to get you more Bitcoin over time. So if you are going to be a long-term MicroStrategy holder, you should at least understand this stock is going to be volatile, and it's going to continue to be volatile in the future. It's always been very volatile. As you can see, over the past year, we've had over 50% drops, and we're hitting another one now. But there's a lot of people that are mad that Saylor is messing up the strategy. But he's told you all along what he's doing, and you can see it in this clip here that I'm about to play. But leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think about everything going on right now. Are you buying the dip? Are you selling and never coming back? Let me know what you guys think. My name's Aaron from the Bitcoin Bros. Appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.
Okay, for the past 4 years, I've said buy Bitcoin, don't sell the Bitcoin. I'm going to be buying more Bitcoin. I'm going to be buying Bitcoin at the top forever. I joked with Dave Portnoy today. He said, I missed it at 10,000. I missed it at 20,000. I missed it at 100,000. I said, Dave, it's still less than $1 million a coin. You're getting a 90% discount from $1 million a coin. I'm sure that I will be buying Bitcoin at $1 million a coin, probably $1 billion a day of Bitcoin at $1 million a coin. And so I think it's a very simple idea. It's just keep buying Bitcoin with your spare capital. It's going to appreciate against the dollar forever.